So yeah, we're back. It's 2024 again, which you know what that means? It means Caitlin Clark's playing basketball and playing well. If Caitlin Clark is playing badly, they can victory lap over her playing badly. If Caitlin Clark's injured, they could victory lap over her being injured. But if Caitlin Clark's playing well, they can. The only thing they'll do is they'll victory lap, pretending that or they'll call her out for whatever reason. You know, oh, it's her attitude on the floor is not good enough. But it's like, and not even that. It's like the more we get to catch these glimpses of Caitlin Clark, I'm like, I don't like you. I don't like the way you behave in the court. And by the way, that is a general statement. I don't really mind that. I actually don't mind that as a general statement, but things have to be seen as, equal in this. Because look, first of all, I saw another thing where somebody said, Caitlin, people think she's Steph Curry, but she actually behaves like Draymond Green. And I'm like, they're trying to say it as a compliment. I'm like, man, Draymond Green is, like, I'm going to be real. I genuinely think the word assault isn't overshooting like what Draymond Green has done to some people. He has stamped on people's chests. He has put people in sleeper holds. Like, saying Caitlin Clark's on edge, comparing her to Taurasi, yeah, absolutely. If you want to compare her to Diana Taurasi, if you want to compare her to Luka, the way Luka is on the floor, yeah. And do I love every bit of the way Caitlin Clark behaves in the court? No, but nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And that's the weird thing where it's like, absolutely nobody is perfect with how they act on the floor. Like, you don't want a robot. Like, do I love how Caitlin Clark behaves on the court every bit of the time? No. Do I love how Paige behaves on the court every bit of the time? No. Albeit, again, Caitlin does complain to refs more often than Paige and crashes out more often than Paige, but Paige crashes out too. It's just literally a different thing. When Paige crashes out, I've said this, I remember saying this before, and it was like, when Paige crashes out, it's Diana Taurasi's daughter. When Diana Taurasi, and they'll laugh and call Caitlin Clark all these names on the sun, be completely fine with, and joke about Diana Taurasi sexually assaulting someone on the court. Like, and if you guys don't know, again, Diana Taurasi, while trash talking, went and kissed somebody. Like, I'm sorry, what? But this again here, I'm not joking when I say this. If anyone in the WNBA media stated that that they didn't like Angel Reese, they would be killed. Like, let's be real. They've been trying to get Portnoy banned from courtside at games. He hasn't been to a game in a year. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a soft ban being like, don't go to games anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if there is. Again, I don't know. There's definitely not an actual one. But, like, it's one of those things where, obviously, Portnoy did more than said he didn't like Angel Reese. He did, in fact, call her a classless piece of shit. But, like, he also called, no one gives a damn, he called Breanna Cassidy a classless piece of shit as well. Like, it's like, I know Breanna. Nothing, I reffed her when she was growing up. I've known of Breanna since she was 11 years old. Till she went away to the States and ended up going to Holy Cross and clocked Caitlin Clark and hit Caitlin Clark with a haymaker. But, like, that's the thing where it's like, no one has any issue with him saying that. Because it's like, oh yeah, deserved. And I'm like, look, people are allowed to have opinions. And obviously that is the most extreme example of this. And that is very different than saying that you don't like somebody. But even in the lightest form of the example, like, if somebody came out in the media and was a former or current ESPN host, and they said, I don't like X player here, and that player was not named Caitlin Clark, just that phrase, regardless of the context, they would be, like, they would either have their credentials removed or the WNBA. Could you imagine if, again, they already don't like Christine Brennan. Could you imagine if Christine Brennan she's on a podcast, and on said podcast, she says, I don't like, it was like after the interaction, even she said after the interactions with how I was being portrayed and some of the stuff that happened behind the scenes, I don't like Dejanay Carrington. Do you think the WNBA would have a statement written immediately? They would. And that's where this is a double standard. First of all, I don't care the Carry champion hates Caitlin Clark. You're allowed. Like, there are Skip Baylesses everywhere. There are Skip Baylesses absolutely everywhere. And I'm going to be honest, it's one of those things where like people are going to like try to make a name for themselves, being the Skip Bayless to Caitlin Clark's LeBron. And that's fine. But it's now gotten to the stage where even Cheryl Swoops is starting to defend her. Even Cheryl Swoops is starting to defend Caitlin with these things. Cheryl Swoops is like, yeah, as long as both people, basically, as long as both people are doing it, as long as both players are involved, they're getting into it, yeah, that's fine. I think most people, what happened on the court, the only problem anyone's saying has with Tiffany Hayes is what she started posting on Threads after the game, which I personally believe was so far so out of line. Like so far, like it was so far past the line that the line was a dot. Like it was that type of situation where it wasn't even close to being at the line. It was so far past the line. That being said, like, it's like people are out here as being like, oh yeah, I hate Caitlin Clark. Why do I hate Caitlin Clark? Because she complains to refs. Okay, cool. Like, she's not the word. Like, when it's funny when Marina Mabry does it, and that's again another thing. It's funny when Marina Mabry does it. Like they joke about the crash out jar. Caitlin Clark goes and complains to refs, and she does complain to refs. Does she complain to refs more than any other player in the league? I'll say no, but it's not far off. Like, she is one of the players complains to refs. But like, that happens. That happens in sports when people show emotion. It happens. And it is annoying to see Caitlin or to see this bullshit narrative happen where it's like everyone's allowed to, and there is obviously a problem when it comes to players on the women's side showing emotion and it being seen as differently to the men. There is an issue with that. But now it's at the stage where most people will agree, yes, that's wrong to kind of overly judge female players for basically doing the same thing a male player would do. And if it happens to a male player, to be considered like a fiery competitor. We all know that. But the rules have changed for most people. That most people will be like, okay, yeah. We realize now where it's like these are competitors too. But then when it comes to Caitlin Clark, people lose their damn minds. All reason goes out of their head. It's literally just, like, I saw the tweet and it was like, at least this person wasn't trying to pretend they were unbiased. They were literally like, I hate her. I hate watching her play. I hate watching her sit on the bench. I legitimately just hate her. And the fact is like, that is the case. Like, there are people in the media that might as well say that, being like, I don't even need a reason. Whatever Caitlin Clark does, I hate. Like, Caitlin Clark and Marina Mabry could be beside each other doing the same thing, and it's Caitlin Clark's fault. Like, that is the thing. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. See you guys.